You mentioned, I think, in another interview that you were broke after you left 3LW.
Yeah, job. After 3LW situation, I was at the bottom. I had to start at the bottom and work my way back up. I went to college. I went to Seton Hall University and, had to get student loans, and I had a scholarship actually. It was almost crazy because I remember thinking when I was walking around Seton Hall, people were like, oh, this girl from 3W, she was just on TRL. But yet I had nothing to show for it. I could barely buy myself a car. I just remember feeling like, I was robbed of not just, financially robbed, but I was robbed emotionally, and feeling like I was, put in a position where I couldn't pursue my dreams. I felt like somebody literally pulled the rug from under me. And I know that happens a lot in this business when you're a teenager in the music business and you go through bad management issues. We all go through different things, but it definitely jolted me back to reality. I was like, oh, 1 minute I was on tour with Destiny's Child on the TRL tour, or on, the NSYNC Pop Odyssey tour, and the next minute I was struggling trying to figure out how to pay my way through college. So all of that to say is, as quickly as you can go up is as quickly as you can go down, and to stay humble. So I recognize that nothing is guaranteed. You have to work for everything you have. And I stayed as humble as possible throughout that whole experience. It made me realize, okay, I'm going to work for everything that I get, and nobody is going to give me anything. I'm going to have to work for it in order to sustain.
I mean, when you look at that whole 3LW situation, because, obviously at one point everything was working out and everything was popping. What do you think, what was the wrong turn that happened at the point where it kind of made you end up leaving the group?
I guess looking back on maybe the 3LW situation, the turn for me was, I turned 18. I started to ask questions. The answers I was getting didn't really add up. And I guess I just was tired of being unhappy, I guess, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't want to go back step by step into that because it was so long ago. But I think in general, to answer your question, the turning point was me realizing that I had more to offer. I think I knew that, okay, I enjoyed being in 3LW. I was happy to be on tour and singing and recording albums. But at the same time, I wasn't happy as a person. As a young girl, I was developing into who I was supposed to be. And I think that challenged my self-esteem a lot. So the turning point was realizing that, okay, I deserve better. I know that I'm supposed to be treated better. I know that I'm working hard. I should see some returns. And I deserve to be happy. So at the end of the day, I decided to choose my happiness. Because at the end of the day, the music business, the albums, the tours, it wasn't going to suffice. So that's really what the turning point was.
Have you been in contact with the other members of the group since the breakup?
No, I haven't been in contact. I have seen Adrian, who was in the group. I haven't really. We're not. We're associates in the industry, but we all kind of went separate ways, and I think I was able to heal and just really try to stay positive and focus on myself, because if I got caught up in what they did or who did what, I would never grow. I'd be miserable. So I think, when I see different people, or I've seen her in passing, it's just very cordial, very respectful. And I just moved on with my life, because at the end of the day, 3LW is a small piece of my journey, and I'm just trying to continue to add to it.
Man, I wasn't surprised. Have you ever been in a rap group?
No, I have not.
It was one of the most impossible things to do. And for somebody to be in anywhere in music that long, man, that's amazing, man.
Like I just told y'all, when you own your shit, there's nothing else to say. It's the Eminem and 8 Mile theory. At the end of 8 Mile, Eminem got on that microphone, said everything that guy possibly could say bad about him. He owned his shit, and the guy couldn't even say anything.